Hey, we back. Well, I'm back. Episode 6. JT is away on business. Safe travels to my brother. I have a Mavs hangover tonight. They lost tonight to the Houston Rockets by 9 here in Dallas, and it was a historically ugly loss. It was on a back-to-back, so they sat Luka. And to be honest with you, I had never seen a team just be so stagnant. Shot a season high 55 threes. They were 12 for 55, 21% tonight to a young Houston Rocket team that was trying to lose the game. And it just reminds you of that Russell Westbrook question in the locker room where they asked him, did y'all win the game or did the other team lose the game? Yeah, Houston was trying to lose the game. It was pretty ugly to watch. No starters in double figures. I think the JaVale McGee experience is over. He didn't play at clock zero everything. Christian Wood led the team scoring with 26, but the woes of Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock are still very evident. I mean, I think Reggie had another 0 for night. He was like 0 for 7 from 3. Just really couldn't stay in front of the young guards for Houston. Kenyon Martin Jr. gave him a lot of problems. Of course, Jalen Green. Josh Green only played 17 minutes. I thought that was kind of odd. He started at point guard in place for Luka. And this kind of performance really just shows that, like, the pieces aren't there to go back. And Luka really is the MVP. Like, with him, sky's the limit. But with him out, it was hard to watch them initiate the offense and just spot up and jack up threes. I want to say the other thing was just the predictability of the offense. The Rockets had 19 blocks. It's fucking crazy to just be dominated like that. You would think that would come from, a bigger team or a super athletic team. It's like, nah. That just comes from a team that's devastatingly predictable when they're on the offensive end of the ball. And we need to get some type of mid-season something going. I hate to say if shift, woulda, coulda, shoulda. With Jalen Brunson, we wouldn't have lost that game. It's that simple. But I see Jalen Brunson up in New York averaging almost 20 a game. And he's got Julius Randle looking like an all-star again. So take that with a grain of salt. It's that weird part of the season where teams are starting to figure out what works and what don't work. And the Mavericks are playing to their competition. You beat a very good Blazers team. You beat a very good Clippers team down the stretch. But then you have a back-to-back where you lose to Orlando without their star rookie. And then the next night you're in Washington, no Bradley Beal, no Porzingis, and you let Kuz go for like 30 plus. It's pretty ugly. All while Luka's he's leading the league in scoring at 34-3 a night with like 9 rebounds. So yeah, he might just be cementing his vote, his lock for MVP just because how important he is to this team. Like I say, they lost those games with Luka, but I think tonight was just at home against Houston. Yeah, it was pretty evident just how much they need him. Go around the league, just kind of looking at everything tonight. We're in like around the 11 to 13 game mark of the season. Kyrie Irving is still out for the Nets. He's going through his protocol to return to the team due to all lingering off the court issues and speculation. I don't know the details of what's going on exactly and why he's not playing or is playing or can play, but yeah, they saying at the latest Sunday he'll be back against the Grizz, and they need him because right now, just watching the headlines of what KD's doing, I mean, he's averaging 30 a game, and he's doing it super efficient. He's only taking like 18 and a half shots a game to get that 30. But he said it. I mean, it's Royce O'Neal, Claxton, Joe Harris, and somebody I can't remember who's like, do y'all expect us to win because I'm out here? It's pretty real. I mean, I think as far as offense goes, Luka might be the best offensive player in the league, but KD is still the best scorer in the league. Just, from the naked eyeball test. I mean, I'm a numbers guy, but just watching the games, yeah. I mean, KD gets in his bag, and I mean, he's still a matchup nightmare. But I almost wonder how much defense is really being played right now. When I do look at these stats and who's scoring and who's not scoring, for one, the biggest thing that jumps out at me is how many players are averaging 30 a game. It's just about 9 players averaging 30 a game. That's Ja, Giannis, KD, Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland, which is pretty hilarious to me. That's a little inside joke. Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, SGA, Joel, and Luka. And I mean, for one, Embiid just went off crazy. He just had a 2-game stretch, 42, and then he doubles back against Utah and has 59. I guess he's not a Lord Marketing fan, I'm assuming. And it was a very efficient 59 and a win. And then that same day, Darius Garland has 51 on 31 shots, and they beat Minnesota. Neither one of these games went to overtime, which was pretty crazy. So to see that explosion of offense is like, are we playing defense? Are the calls good or the calls bad? I mean, the calls have been pretty consistent, except for the other night where I saw Steph Curry completely lose his head on a no call. And I mean, the Twitter theory is like he might be juicing. He said he feels like he's in his prime. I know he's a little bit older, and that's some players tend to slow down, take a step slower. But I mean, he looks strong. I mean, running off all the screens, shooting at a high percentage. They need him to shoot at a high percentage right now because Clay doesn't have it. They're bringing Jordan Poole off the bench, and him coming off the bench and him starting are two different players. Like I think he needs that volume. He needs that touch to be the pool party, as they call it. But he's playing a little slow off the bench. But Steph is, I mean, whatever juice he took last year for the MVP run, he's right back there. Like, I've always been a Steph fan. My sister's a huge Steph fan, but yeah, at 31.5 a night in just about 34 minutes, high splits, taking about 11 3-pointers a night on 43%. Yeah, that's MVP stuff all over again. Even though the most winning team right now in California are the Kings. It's not the Lakers. It's not Golden State. It's not the Clippers. It's the Kings. So go figure, right? Golden State's having some little early season woes, but I think a lot of those teams that are vets, they just kind of want to get in the tournament, get into the second season, and then they'll take it from there. Whereas, I mean, the Kings look good. They look young. They look athletic. They look deep. So kudos to Mike Brown. Hats off to Mike Brown and what they're doing with a super young team. De'Aaron Fox looks great. Like he's number 15 in scoring. He's averaging 25 a night, and got his old roommate from college back with Monk when they got him from LA. So they look really good out in space, and he's I would say the number one scorer in the fourth quarter outside of SGA. Who Shai's been crazy. Like tonight, Shai finished Portland off with a step back three. No, not Portland. Washington with a step back three. 42-7-6. Walk off game with 1 second left. Like he's been doing that all season. He's third in scoring at 32 and a half a game. And my Oklahoma stock is looking good. My future investment is looking damn good. And it's funny because SGA didn't even practice. He didn't really play with the team in training camp. Like he just came in on his own clock and been killing all season. He might be the dark horse for the MVP. That's if they can get into the play-in, make some noise. Like you have to consider him just because of the efficiency. Like these aren't empty calorie points. Like he's really playing some high end basketball. Just like Joel. I hope Joel can lead Philly back to the playoffs and save Doc Rivers' job once again, and maybe help Harden turn back the hands of time and really give Joel some help. But yet to see. But the way he was destroying Lauri Markkanen the other night, it was pretty hard to watch, to be honest with you. Yeah, and coming back, I know last week we didn't do a show last week. We did the on the spot Black Panther spoiler video, and it's pretty funny. Like we're a week out from the opener of that movie, and to hear all the different critics be completely opposed to what we said we saw. I gave the movie a 10. JT gave it a 9. His brother gave it a 9.5. Like we were super high on the movie, and it's I want to say the Rotten Tomatoes so far is at 84. Even though the critics are closer to what we're talking about, I think the critic score is the crowd score is a 95 last time I saw it. So it's a little bit funny, but the football we missed is pretty much Aaron Rodgers owns Dallas, and everybody was so excited to see that Aaron Rodgers was struggling. He was gonna come in and we was gonna go to Lambeau and beat him up. And he has our number. He doesn't fear that star. I honestly believe he would be a great Cowboy if we could get him late in his career. Say this whole thing in Green Bay just completely falls apart and he wants out. Yeah, I take Aaron on the twilight of his career. No offense to Dak. I think Dak's a great quarterback. He is a leader of men. Like I tell plenty of people, is he the most accurate quarterback? No. But then when you see the miscommunications he had with CeeDee Lamb that cost 2 picks, it's like, man, that gets old. Like CD isn't a 1. He's a great second receiver. He isn't a 1, and we see that we just need more weapons on the outside. If this is gonna be a passing league, Zeke was out. Tony Pollard got the most of the carries. Still ran hard. Still had that explosion, that burst that you want to see from Tony Pollard. Did good. The other backup running back Davis did good. It was just simple mistakes that Rodgers took advantage of with those picks. Went down and scored. You can't do that with any NFL team, but especially with somebody who is connected. He's connected to your coach. Hell, before the game, Matt McCarthy was still out there hugging and kissing on him, thinking about the old Super Bowl days. So, I'm at Mike McCartney. That was just an ugly game. 31-28 for the finish. To be in it and then they just close it out. That's always a rough Monday. They've been talking about it all week here in the Metroplex. Pretty tough, and I don't blame them. That kind of would have set the tone for Dallas to make that run, because they still got to catch up and make ground against Philly. The Giants are starting to figure out how to win, so the NFC lease is looking pretty legit. The NFC all together as a whole is pretty far open. It's the AFC where you still got to go through Kansas City, but San Francisco might put it together. Like I say, the Giants might put it together, and Philly looks really tough to beat. So gotta take that in consideration. I think what people are kind of sleeping on is the fact that Tua came back from that ugly, controversial concussion down in Miami. And he's playing at an MVP clip. The last 4 games, he's had 10 touchdowns. I want to say 1 interception with his track team of weapons he got. And every game that he started and finished, he's won. He's undefeated. He's 7-0. And of course, all the games where he didn't finish or he didn't play, they lost. So it sounds like he's most valuable player material right now. He's on a crazy tear. Yeah, today I was also as I was doing my NFL notes for the show today, I was checking Twitter and I saw something that kind of triggered me. XXL had the question, what are the Weeknd's top 3 albums? And me being a Weeknd head, I had to weigh in on that, because I'm very much a Weeknd stan. I think if I had to compare him to anybody, he's like the better version of Party Next Door with the voice of Michael Jackson. If I had to put him in a box, even though initially it was so much, he was so secretive. Like you knew nothing about him. There was so much mystery surrounding him. Like even just the name The Weeknd, like that was so left field that it really made you. I thought that was highly intriguing, just to kind of be more of a question than an answer. A lot of people want to start out and get their face with a name and be seen and run that gauntlet of being out everywhere. And yeah, like he was the complete opposite. For 3 mixtapes, nobody knew who he was. Like I remember originally when House of Balloons even came out, I thought The Weeknd was like a group of women. Just that monotone, very, very, very high pitched voice of his. I didn't know if he was singing to men. I didn't know if he was singing to women. All I knew is that shit was jamming. That's it. House of Balloons is fucking crazy. Thursday, Echoes of Silence, Kissland, Beauty, Behind the Madness, Starboy, After Hours, Don FM. So, man, my top 3. Because, all this music resonates, differently. You're in different parts of your life when this shit dropped. And like I said, just being so young when House of Balloons dropped, I gotta put that in there in his top 3. So I gotta go House of Balloons. I gotta go Thursday. Just cause Thursday had The Zone with Drake. And man, I'll probably listen to that song 100 for at least 100 hours alone. Heaven or Vegas, and then Rolling Stone. Yeah, I gotta go. So I gotta go Thursday. I gotta go House of Balloons. I gotta go Thursday. I'm not gonna go trilogy. I'm not gonna go trilogy. Cause I mean, if you want to, he put that out as an album, where he just merged all 3 of those together and called it one thing. Kissland, me and one of my close friends at the time, me and her loved Kissland, and Kissland was extremely slept on. Just the whole Japanese culture premise. I think this was a time where he was out traveling, so he was on the road. So this is his worldwide album, where this is the first time he was super young, but he was finally being exposed a little bit. Like the album feels like it's recorded in hotel rooms, and it's recorded on tour buses. I mean, it has so many different sounds. You can tell he was in different parts of the world when he did Kissland. Oh man, okay, so yeah, House of Balloons. Okay, I can't go Thursday. Fuck. So I gotta go House of Balloons. Okay, so I respect Beauty Behind the Madness just because it's so many singles on there. It's a lot of singles on there. That's Tell Your Friends, Often, The Hills, Acquainted, Can't Feel My Face. That's the 50 Shades of Grey. Earned It. In the Night. And then he has that big wailing ballad at the end, Angel. It's like a 7-minute song. I respect it. I can't put it 3. I can't put it 3. So I'm gonna go. What's that? Starboy? Yeesh. I do like Starboy. Starboy was when he cut his hair and he was just like, "Fuck it, I am the king of pop now." Especially coming off of Beauty Behind the Madness. Because I mean, even just the title track, Starboy with Daft Punk, that was a crazy banger. And then Party Monster. Then he has Reminder. I remember Reminder was crazy because he had everybody in the video, like all the hot rappers at the time, like Travis Scott, Drake, was it DJ Khaled, the little who's the hip hop plant that he's always rapping with? I can't even remember. I'll think about it in a second. Yeah, Reminder was crazy track. Secrets, True Colors. Am I gonna go Starboy? Okay, I know what I am gonna go. How about that? That'll be easy. After Hours. I gotta put After Hours in there. Like, I really didn't see After Hours coming when he dropped that, and man, just it's so visual. You can really see how all that plays together as a movie. And he did a good job putting it together like that from a visual perspective, where he tells the story of somebody just really losing control in the city, taking over. But I mean, the jams on that is those are all big hits. I mean, Heartless was such a crazy single. Blinding Lights, and he really took the success of Blinding Lights, I think, and he just based a damn near whole album on it. That's kind of the whole vibe of Don FM. So yeah, damn. So it's like I got the beginning, I got the last. So I got House of Balloons, I got After Hour, and I guess it's not Don FM. Fuck it, Kissland. I'm going Kissland. That's my top 3. So yeah, there you go, Double XL. Weeknd's top 3: Kissland, House of Balloons, and After Hour. Yeah, pretty comfortable, man. Yeah, I got it. So it was Nav. Yeah, the little brown boy to get it popping. Yeah, he's a hip hop plant, but that's another pod. I think, yeah, I'll finish this off with my review of Sonic Frontiers, cause I'm such a crazy, like, that's one thing anybody might know about me. Like, I am a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Always been. It was Sega over Nintendo. Shout out to my boy Perry, who had a GameCube, and that's how I played Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 way back in the day. So Sonic Frontiers is the new release. Open world, open platform, or as Team Sonic calls it, open zone play. Everybody compares it to Breath of the Wild, of course, with just little bit of RPG mechanics in there. It has a big skill tree, level up Sonic. It has a lot of his root lore, which is based on anime. So a lot of his moves look like some of the Super Saiyan moves. So even that camaraderie between Goku and Vegeta, you get that with Sonic and Knuckles. And I'm not gonna spoil this, but I will go into some detail. So Knuckles is in the game. None of these are playable characters. The only playable character is Sonic. But Big the Cat, Knuckles, Tails, Amy Rose, Dr. Robotnik. Or okay, that showed my age. So he's Dr. Eggman in these new renditions. Like the modern age, the modern generation is Dr. Eggman, and the old school is Dr. Robotnik. And I think even at one point in the Archie comics, they kind of made that transition from Dr. Robotnik to Dr. Eggman. The voice acting in this is a little odd because they have Sonic's voice super deep. I guess the blue boy is finally growing up, and his voice is very deep. Michael, no, not Michael, Jaleel White for all those years played him. So you had that very cartoonic, very, very animated, high-pitched Urkel voice, damn near, or the cool Urkel voice of Sonic, and that was like in mass media. It was the cartoons, it was the animated series, and I want to say he even voiced it. Did they? Yeah, he voiced them in both cartoons. Sat AM and Sonic, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He voiced them in both for a while. So that was like the basis of Sonic's voice in America in his representation for what, 10 years, 6 years. I mean, it was a long time. The early generation or the classic Sonic didn't make any sounds. So once they started voicing them in some of the more modern games, the 3D games on newer consoles, that was always an interesting thing. Like, all right, so how's it gonna sound this time around? The voice actor that does him, he is Roger Craig Smith. And he's almost like Sonic Bro. Like if Sonic was in college, like this is an older, more skilled Sonic who's been around. He sounds very like he never got too excited throughout the story. Even though it was a lot of strange ass shit, they've turned this modern Sonic into such a hero that he doesn't really get too straight too far from the hero role. Like, I mean, he's a hero through and through, which can get kind of boring. But they did bring on Ian Flynn, who was the lead writer for IDW for the longest, who kind of corrected some of that old Archie. Because, I mean, Archie used to have, like, Sonic cussing and all kind of ratchet ass shit. But Ian Flynn's such a good writer. And he's a good... Like, the arcs he writes in are good for everybody. So, what's more interesting than Sonic is his friends. So, Amy Rose has a different take on Sonic. Like, she's not just super fangirl out. Just chase Sonic. She has her own thing. She loves life. She loves the earth. She loves people. So it's good that that's in the game. In writing the game, he ties in so many plots from the comics and older games, which was cool. So it's a ton of callbacks. So if you are casual, as I hold these air quotes, if you are casual, you're gonna miss a lot of the callbacks. But I mean, I enjoyed it. Tails. I think the same lady who always voiced Tails is still voicing Tails, which is fucking crazy. Kind of like the lady who voiced Bart Simpson all them years. The other voice actor that caught me off guard was the guy who does Robotnik, Eggman, Mike Pollock. Most of the time, Eggman is screaming, "Oh, Sonic, you blasted rat!" Like, this Eggman this is a more real world Eggman. You could tell he's very calculated. He's always been an extreme genius, but they never play up to that. Like this, you could tell this Eggman was fucking smart, like extremely smart. So he was more calculated than he was just kind of like this. I'm gonna control the universe. He wasn't a blunder. He was more like, I gotta figure this shit out. I came here to do X, Y, Z in this ancient, forgotten land. Some shit went wrong. I gotta figure it out. The new character, Sage, is created by Eggman. I don't think that's too much of a spoiler, I think, because just if you see her interactions with him, you can put two and two together. So she is a very, very comprehensive AI that he created to help him take over Starfall Islands. And that is Sonic's initial antagonist, because she's trying to prevent him from finding his friends who all got warped to the island due to the power of the what? It's not the Chaos Emeralds. It's I guess like the ancient Cocoa. Like, so the secrets of the island get exposed after. I mean, they come to the light. I ain't gonna say exposed. They come to the light after. I want to say the playthrough is somewhere around. If you're completing like 100% all of the islands in the games. Everybody's saying you're somewhere around 26 to like 29 hours. You're under 30. But if you just went through and just tried to beat the whole story, like you could probably do it in about 16 hours. So that's it's kind of the controversy on that. Everybody was saying like, oh, it's gonna be between 30 and 60 hours. Yeah, everybody finishing it around like 30. I think it's got high playback ability just because, I mean, for one, the soundtrack is crazy, and the way you traverse the island, like, they have Sonic fast, and that's one thing we've never been able to do. Just run, just be fucking the fastest thing alive, like the old, the old Saturday morning cartoon theme music. He's the fastest thing alive. Like, you just get to run through the island, and the controls are so they're so good. They're so tight that like that's what you want to do. You want to run and jump and climb, and I mean, some of the enemies is, becomes a button bashing contest, but other than that, like, he's in that hyper realistic world, so everything looks beautiful. The water, the sun. I mean, the way they go through day and night cycles, like, all that looks good. So I mean, if you're on current gen and you're playing in 4K at 60 frames, like, it's very easy on the eyes. And like I say, Craig Smith isn't talking a lot, so that doesn't wear you out. Where doing a lot of the boost games, he's here we go and saying all these catchphrases, and you're just like, shit. Doesn't do that. Like, it's very, very initially in the early parts of the game, it's almost creepy. Like, it's very moody, because you don't know what's going on, and there's so many questions to be answered, and that's what's driving you. Like what is what? These zones don't have names other than the whole island, so you start on Kratos Island. But the controversy with Team Sonic is a lot of people don't like the cyber stages, because the cyber stages are callbacks to stages in, of course, there's a green hill, of course, there's a chemical plant, and what it is the cybernetics of the island are playing off of Sonic's memories. So they're gonna go back to all the shit he done seen before. So like that's kind of the, like, why wouldn't they call back some of the Sonic CD stages? I don't know, because nobody wants that shit. The boost mechanics are amazing, and you can run through these stages in under a minute. So if you give people too many options, they'll complain, and it's like fucking 30 cyber stages. So people complaining about, oh, so many stages, oh, it's not enough variety, because it's like 10 on Green Hill, 10 on Chemical Plant, and I want to say 10 on, oh, what is that? It's a Sonic Adventure 2 stage. I can't remember it right now, but it's based on that. And everybody's complaining about that. Everybody's complaining about it's not true. Five islands is really like 4, and 1 island is meant to just kind of like hurry up and complete a task. When you and Eggman and Sage have to complete something. But look, this is a great game. If you care, check it out. You can nitpick it, but think about it. There's probably not going to be another Sonic game for another 5 years. So when you think about that, all these games get retro reviewed. I remember buying Sonic Unleashed, and everybody hated it. Fuck, this is a terrible game. Why'd they do this? And as time went on, everybody's like, those boost stages aren't that bad. And time went on. The change of pace with the Warhog ain't that bad. Yeah, no shit. It was a good game. Yeah, the Warhol stages alone, but I mean, it was a whole nother. It was like getting 2 games for the price of 1, in my opinion. You had a platform game, and you had just one of the fastest experiences. You got to think about how much code and how much writing you have to do, like as opposed to Mario. So Mario isn't that fast. So The stages don't have to be that big or that long, but to create speed and to have an actual real world detailed environment that Sonic can run through at the speed of light, at these blazing speeds, that's a lot of stage. I guess people don't look at it like that, but that's why they changed the layout, the format for Sonic Frontiers. Very, very good game. Please check it out. I can't wait to 100 it out my damn self. I think next on the list, probably get back into Call of Duty. Yeah, that's gonna be next. Call of Duty looks pretty good. Modern Warfare 2 on the 5 looks real good. So that'll be next. Trying to think, what else do I have? Really just waiting on Avatar 2, The Way of the Water. That's gonna be the next one. We might have a on-site reaction to that. So I'm not gonna drag this out any longer. Check us out. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. All the long stuff is on YouTube. And grow with us. You got any comments? You got any topics you want to talk about with us? Let me know. Peace.